Down. You stay.
And he might stay. He's about a year and 2 months old, and he's still in training. My name is Josh Collins. I'm here to support Daniel Shenstrom in Operation Heartland. 82nd Airborne guys. I started there with you guys in I guess 88 to 92 in Desert Storm, and then went in special operations. Went to selection, and kind of stayed in the Rangers, Special Forces, the Special Operations community for the rest of my career. And I retired in 08. And some time in Savannah, 1st Ranger Battalion. Last year, or in 2014, I was hospitalized. I had about 7 traumatic brain injuries while I was in service. One from an RPG, getting blown up, but most of them blowing myself up. I was a breacher, and just getting too close to the charge, trying to make entry for the team, and sometimes fast is not always best, and you pay the price. But in 2014, I took a real hard fall. I was hospitalized for 3 months at the Poly Trauma Center in Tampa, and most of that for a traumatic brain injury. And it's just one of those other invisible wounds that it's impossible to explain. I look like a really healthy guy until I get lost in my neighborhood. I can't figure out where I am coming out of the mall. I can't find my car, which is why I got Charlie. And then when I started having seizures, that's when I knew that, as a really healthy guy, I got a brain that, that's what tells you your brain is just malfunctioning. But the biggest cause of the seizures were all the meds they had me on. And that's one of the biggest things that we're now paddling for, is not just the TBI, not just the PTSD, but I don't know of a single person that can say they got better with PTSD from a bottle. Either one of those bottles, a pill bottle or an alcohol bottle. And believe me, I've tried with both. And I know a lot of people would agree with me. It just doesn't work. So last year I paddled from Texas to New York City, called Operation Phoenix, to sort of rebuild my own life. But next thing you know, we raised about $220,000 for the Task Force Niagara Foundation. I met so many incredible people. And that's when I realized what the true cure is. And it's not only sitting right here, and the citizens of this great nation who support, it's connection. Because you've never read a suicide note that says, I'm just sick of all the well-wishers and the phone calls and the Christmas cards and people asking me if I'm okay. Ever. And so that's what this is about, connecting. And that's why I love, meeting you guys here. Vets for Vets. I've met so many incredible people. This year, between my wife and I, we had to write 300 additional Christmas cards because of how much support we had over 5 months during that stand-up paddleboard event. And it's fantastic meeting everybody here. We are going to be filming a movie. We've begun filming called Torrent. A torrent is a violent rush of water that is overwhelming. And this is the same thing that veterans experience when you especially after combat, you leave the military, you get out in the civilian community, you're gonna do bigger and better things, and you get overwhelmed. And so over the course of the next year and a half, we're filming this movie. It'll culminate at the Race to Alaska, which has never been done on a stand-up paddleboard, but we're gonna be the first, I promise you. And taking that challenge 750 miles from Washington State to Ketchikan, Alaska, and we'll kick it in the butt. I've got a Facebook site called Veteran Voyage 360. It's about my journey, and then moreover, journeys like meeting Daniel Shenstrom and Operation Heartland, and meeting the Enduro bros who are now riding from Canada to the tip of South America on Enduro motorcycles, and about everybody's mission to get back, and to get back without the drugs, without the alcohol, get back to life, and to do things for other veterans. Thanks for having me.